This is the Gita class, chapter 12, sloka 8, Bhakti Yoga. We'll do the Mangalachana prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावभूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण भगवान की जय प्रभुपाद की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय कृष्ण भगवान की जय प्रभुपाद की जय. This is the Bhakti Yoga chapter 12 and then sloka is 8. मय्येव मनाधस्त्वा मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः मय्येव मनाधस्त्वा मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः मय्येव मनाधस्त्वा मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः मयि upon me eva certainly manaha mind adhastva fix mayi upon me buddhim intelligence niveshaya apply nivasishyasi you will live mayi in me eva certainly ata urdhvam thereafter na never samshaya doubt. Translation. Just to fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. I'll repeat again. Just to fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt. This is a very simple sloka, very heavy in applying the things because it talks about the mind and buddhi, which is very subtle and very strong. Purport. One who is engaged in Lord Krishna's devotional service lives in a direct relationship with Supreme Lord, so there is no doubt that his position is transcendental from the very beginning. A devotee does not live on the material plane, he lives in Krishna. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. Therefore, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of the devotee. When he offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts these eatables and the devotee becomes Krishnaized by eating the remnants. One who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so, although this is a process recommended in Bhagavad Gita and in other Vedic literatures. That's what the purport is. It's again pretty simple. So here Bhagavan is saying that even previous sloka, what he says is those who worship me, giving up all activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engage in a devotional service, always meditating upon me, having fixed minds upon me. O son of Partha, I am the deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So, if you fix your mind upon me, then he is going to deliver the life cycle of birth and death. So, if you really see what is the samsara or the cycle of birth and death or the material ocean, this is all created by the mind only. Subtle mind, subtle body. Again back to that formula vidya kama karma. Because of avidya, ajnana, of our own nature, we have some want, kama, karma. And for that, you will be doing the karma. And these are all happening in the mind, mental level. That is how it is. When your buddhi or mind and buddhi, when you are know your true nature and your position, then you won't be having this, that is knowledge. Then kama, karma, there won't be any kama. Vihaya kamanya sarvan, and then kama sankalpa vajitaha jnana gnagda karmanam. So all these slokas tells us zero desire. Desire is happening because of the ignorance that we are the body, and out of that the karma is happening. So the subtle body is the one which creates everything, and subtle body is mainly what? Manobadi chitta hankaras. It's all like divided into four, it's all one, and functions four differently, and then different ways. But here Bhagavan is saying that fix your mind on me and apply your intelligence on me. That is one thing. So mind is always sankalpa vikalpa floats from object to the object, place to the place, person to the person, and then whatever happened in the past, what is going to happen in the future, what is happening currently, all that things are sankalpa vikalpa. Thoughts are keep on coming in the mind all the time, one after one after one after. It's like a waves in the ocean. So the moment, it won't stop at all, the mind. So what he's saying, like, fix upon me, your mind upon me means what? All the thoughts, whatever the thoughts. For example, if you really analyze it, what are our thoughts are going? It depends on the person to person, and it's all like a sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna levels. So, and then you will be having the Vishuddha sattva guna, pure sattva state. In that one, what happens is your thoughts are always going in a dharmic way, and then not going towards the wants, desires, not fulfilling your bodily necessities or sense gratifications. So, fixing the mind means all thoughts starting to the beginning, waking state, the moment you wake up, from that time till you go to sleep. That's where you have the control. And then the dream state, you don't have the control. And then deep sleep, say, forget about it. So the moment, whatever you do during the waking state, that affects the dream state also. So when you are totally devoted on these whole entire days, the waking state, naturally the dreams also, you will get those kind of dreams only. So that's a theory kind of. But all the thought should be, how the thought should be fixing on the Bhagavan. Like Sakara, Nirakara, again we talked about previous slokas. Just having the faith and fixing is very important. It doesn't matter Sakara, Nirakara, Saguna, Nirguna. It's all one Bhagavan. There is only just one Bhagavan. Krishnastha Bhagavan Swayam, then one Bhagavan. So when you are fixing the mind, always think about the Lord. For that Bhakti Marga is like Shavana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada Sevana, Dasyare, Pujana, Sakijana, Atma Nivedana, Govinda Dasa Virashare. That's when song says. So Shavan, you always listen about this. Even reading the books and everything is all listening, it's all doing that. So the mind is always doing, all the thoughts are your, whatever the listening, those are the thoughts coming in the mind pool, and those thoughts only will store in the chitta mainly. So the mind is always taking and dwelling on those thoughts only. Then Kirtana, again talk about the Lord only, Shavana Kirtana, Smarana, think about Him, Vandana, pay obeisances, Vandana, Pada Sevana, service, Pada Sevana, Pujana, Sakijana, Pujana, Sakijana, Atma Nivedana. So all these are all processes where you will be keeping the mind engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. How the buddhi will be applied means with the jnana. So apply the intelligence means analyze the things happening, and what is the body, what is the subtle body, what is the gross body, and what is the causal body, karna sarira. And what are these three states? Waking, dream, and deep sleep. And who am I? And what is my position? And what is my nature actually? Sachitananda, Vigraha, Sachitananda, such eternal. Chit is knowingness, and then Ananda is bliss. And if you really say all the actions, no matter whatever what you, even though you think that you are the body, but all the actions are leading towards these three only. If you think the body, you want to be eternal, you want to live forever with the body. That is nothing but your Swarupa nature is eternal. And then knowingness, you want to know the intelligence part. You want to know everything. You don't want to proclaim that you don't know anything. And you want to be smart enough like that. So that's again knowingness. And the bliss Ananda, we know it. We are all striving for Ananda. This sense gratification are we are craving because of this same Ananda, bliss. Because that's our nature. So all this intelligence means applying all these things in every day-to-day life, everything's analyze it and then flow the thoughts in towards the Bhagavan. So what happens if that is the case? Then he says, he promises that then you will live in me always without a doubt. No doubt that you are going to live. That is like a Sayujya Mukti. You always, whatever you think of anything, that you will become. So that is exactly Bhagavan is saying that you will become, you will live in Krishna. So we don't need to worry about how to live with him or how to see the Lord. Oh, I want to see him, I want to enjoy with him. So that means what? The only solution is Man and Buddhi. That is the only thing. Because the Man and Buddhi are the ones which directs the path of the Jiva. The reflected consciousness, the Jiva, is like an example in the mirror. That sunlight, one ray falls on the mirror and that reflects all the objects in the room. That is, if you take that example, we are the sun. And of course, that is Advaita. And Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, if you see the rays, the ray of the sun and the sun, part and parcel like that. So the Jiva reflected in the mirror. So like that, so the Jiva, the consciousness, first reflects only on the Buddhi. Then from that, it goes to the world, the objects and everything. So the Buddhi thinks, Ahankara and all that things that I am doing it, I am doing everything. This is what my life is and all that thing. I am the body. I need this, I need that. That's how the comes. But if you really see that you are the consciousness, you are not the body, you are not the all bodies at all, you are not the Panchabhutas, you are anything. Shivanand, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham. If you think like that and if you keep on thinking those thoughts, then what happens eventually you will become that. That is called Tat Tvam Asi. Now, again, it's a simple sloka, but takes maybe lives to implement it. Because the sixth chapter, when Krishna is explaining all about this, then Arjuna asks like, this mind is so chanchalam, how can I control it? It's like a wind, a big wind. Then he says Abhyasa Vairagya. So Abhyasa is for the mind, Vairagya is for the Buddhi, intelligence. Vairagya means what? Knowing the truth. Like Tadvairagyam Jigupsaya Darshana Shravanadibihi Dehadi Bhama Paryante Anitya Bhoga Vastuni. So all the Anitya Vastus are all waste because they are Anitya. So I don't want this, I want only Nitya Vastu, that is called Vairagya. Then Viveka is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Evam Rupa Vinishchaya Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka Samadavrata. Viveka means Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. That is what Viveka. So Viveka Vairagya go hand in hand. And that you should apply in the intelligence Buddhi. So every action you should think like, what is my action and what I am doing it, and with this action what I am going to get it. When what is this action, what towards what I am working, like for the Nitya or Anitya. So Nitya is what? Our consciousness. So you have to direct all the mind and body, mind and buddhi, intelligence and indriyas and everything towards that Nitya Vastu, which is Paramatma. Anitya Vastu is Maya, Prapancham, Jagat, which is like a sense gratification, Panchabhutas, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. 5 tanmatras, 5, whatever these objects. That's how it goes. And if you really say you are the consciousness, you are the observer, you are the subject, and the objects, if you see, even the causal body also is object. Karana Sarira, subtle body, and then gross body. These are all also objects to enjoy our this Leela, Maya. I should not say Leela, but it's Maya, our Maya. Now Vidyaprakashanandagiri Swami says, like again, same thing. You constantly fix your mind, like Prabhupada said, and then apply the buddhi, then you will live with me only. So here, Vidyaprakashanandagiri he says, like, it's like a teacher telling to the student, Bhagavan is saying different sadhana so that you can get away from this mrityu samsara, life cycle of birth and death, and then be with the Bhagavan. So this is like a first lesson he is saying. And even next several, like 4 lessons he will tell, and if you can do this, then he is going to go a little down and try to help the student. So he says, like, okay, if I am fixing the mind, why I should apply the buddhi also? Even this mind should be enough, right? But he says, like, buddhi is the one which fixes the mind. Fixing the mind is also you need to apply the buddhi. For example, you want to do something, so many thoughts will come, but you pick only one thought to do at a particular thing. That is because of the buddhi is the one directing that. So that is why he says, like, to fix in the Bhagavan, you need to have the buddhi. Otherwise, the mind is keep on wandering so many things. Then, so that's why he's saying, like, the intelligence, you have to be very fixed in the working towards the Bhagavan. You should have that fixed. Then you add the mind to it. Then you will live with him. That is why we need intelligence. All these things. Okay? Viveka, Vairagya. What should be our goal? And all that. Now, he says, like, we need to work hard so that you can live with him. And he says, like, that is the highest benefit he is giving us. Just simply apply the mind and buddhi, and then you are going to live with him. That is the highest benefit Bhagavan is giving here. All he wants is mind and buddhi. That's why even the bhakti or anything also, no matter what you do, like you put the flowers, put the lamp and everything, but all he cares or he watches is where is your mind. The mind, if the mind is there, then external stuff, he doesn't care whether you put a flower on it or don't put a flower. Now, for example, he's saying like the Ramakrishna Vamsa always says like the salt doll. And he explains that with the Dvaita, Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita and Advaita. So the salt doll, like let's say in the city, in Amlapuram or some city, the salt doll is there, and then it wants to see the ocean. That is what it first moves towards the ocean. That is like a Dvaita philosophy. The salt doll is Jiva, it will never become the Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the ocean. Then slowly when it is going towards that, and when it reaches the shore, then all it smells and everything, it smells the salt and everything. And it says like, hey, it's my nature only. I'm now different than the ocean. That is the Visishta Advaita, like a part and parcel of the Bhagavan. We are also like the same Satya Chitta Ananda, but we are a minute level and the Bhagavan is the bigger one. That is what the Prabhupada Achintya Veda philosophy says. The quantity wise, Bhagavan is big and we are minute quantity, whereas the qualities means same. Then when the salt doll enters the ocean, what happens is, then there won't be any salt doll left. It merges into the ocean. That is called the Advaita. So, like that, he's saying like when you are totally putting all your mind and intelligence on the Bhagavan, then slowly, eventually, what you will become? You will become the Daivakara. Whatever mind you think, mind thinks the mind, that rupa it will form the mind. For example, if you are thinking about a nice gulab jam or anything, the mind will become that gulab jam. That is how the mind nature is. So when you think about the Bhagavan, that's why each and every action, think about the Lord first. Because of the Lord, things are happening, and then do it. Then that's how it is. That is called the moksha. That is called the moksha, liberation. So then he says like, no doubt about it. And this is like a param satya. He says like, this is the parama satya, satyam. That's what when Bhagavan says param satya, he won't lie. That is what. So mainly sadhakas, keep on watching the mind, observe the mind, and try to focus the mind on the Bhagavan and apply the intelligence on the Bhagavan only. And here, na samshaya, don't have any doubts about that. Just keep going on it. So whenever there is an opportunity, try to think about the Lord all the time. Then my eva nayande, he says. My eva means only on me only. Again, these questions are who am I? Who is God? Those are the great questions. When I am Satchitananda, not the bodies, not the Panchabhutas, then how the Lord is? Right? Lord is also same, Satchitananda. And then he is like a entirely pervading, he is one infinitely, and then he is everywhere. He creates a Maya out of him only, and the Maya lives with him and disappears with him. It's almost like the clouds are created by the sun itself, whereas a cloud is stopping the sun for a minute, but in reality it is not stopping the sun. It is appearing to be like that, it is stopping the sun. Whereas the sun is always glowing as usual. That is how the Atma Chaitanya or Bhagavan is like that. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdaye. So whatever the marga you wanted, whatever it pleases you, whether you're Brahman or Paramatman or Bhagavan, whatever may be, you are touching the same Bhagavan. It's almost like Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. There is only one Satyam, one truth. Different people tell in different ways. It's almost like four blind people went to see the elephant, and some touch the trunk, they think that Bhagavan is trunk only. Some touch the tail, Bhagavan is tail only. Some touch the legs, they think that the Bhagavan is the legs only. So that is how it is. So without doubting, just do this. And for this one, Bhakti Marga or Jnana Marga, both are very helpful. Dhyana Marga or Karma Marga also very helpful. So whatever you are doing karma, think about it's all Lord assigned us those karmas. So that's why we are working towards that, and that is how we are trying to please the Bhagavan. Same thing, that is a karma. So don't expect anything and don't have jealous, nothing like that. Keep on watching the mind, observe the mind, and observe each and every thought. And when you are observing each and every thought, then you will know it. It's almost like when the king is there, when the boss is there, then everything is automatically applied towards that. So and just observe. And if for example the boss is there, he doesn't need to do anything, he doesn't need to tell anything, but it observes, everything will be done perfectly. Similarly, when you are observing the mind, keep on observing each and every thought. That's where you will realize that your true nature, and then you will realize that the thought process, then that's how you will live happily. So each and every worry, sukha, dukkha and everything, all based on to the thoughts, and analyze the thoughts, observe the thoughts, and then direct the thought, each and every thought towards Bhagavan. So whatever happens, just take it for granted, and everything is happening because of the Bhagavan only. That's how we should be doing that. Now we will end up here. Hare Krishna. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Again, this is a simple sloka, but it is very hard to implement it. Okay. Already open ayyindi. So, and then this should be the greatest task. We should be doing it, and out of this, the result is we are going to get the highest benefit of living with the Bhagavan, and then realizing your true nature and getting out of the samsara cycle of birth and death. That is how we will be achieving with this sloka when you do it. We'll end up here. Hare Krishna.